morning, everybody. We're back to Monday, and as we said, it's like it's Friday again and it's Monday already. So let's begin this session all the way in our child pose. And just simply take a deep breath in and deep quality exhalation. It's always a little bit challenging to jumpstart new week, but I'm so glad we're all here, making the right choices to take care of our physical body and of our mind. And with that, let's slowly rise up just a little bit, just a tiny little bit, and bring your fingertips on the floor, send your elbows down. And all you have to do is to expand through the rib cage and let all the tension go. And let's slowly walk towards the one side of the mat and simply stretch. We're not in a hurry. We will wake up and warm up the body first and then go for a little bit more challenging asanas. Go ahead and walk all the way to the other side. And slowly back towards the center. And this time, come on up, guys, and just express through the chest. Open up, shoulders away from the ears, and then slowly dive back into your child pose. And we will repeat this simple flow a few more times. Just come on up and open into the cat and cow, and back down through the soft spine. Start to breathe a little bit more actively so we can deliver more oxygen to the body, wake up the body faster. And a couple more times. And back up. And let's slowly continue with a gentle but steady lateral bends. So keep, guys, your hips at one place, and it's basically the lateral bend on your knees. Let's give it just a few more movements, and then we will continue with the hip circles. One more, and let's begin those hip circles. So start shallow, and then as your back and hips and knees waking up, then continue with a wider, bigger range of motion circles. Do a few more on this direction, and then simply reverse it to the other. And again, it doesn't have to be as fast as I'm going there. Go with your own pace. And let's stop right where we are. Set your wrist, elbow, shoulders, one on top another. And we will do a couple more cat and cows here, just to wake up our back more, our neck. Just the up and down movement. And then we're going to stretch the wrist and ankles a little bit. One more. Stop right in the center. And tuck your toes, guys, tuck your toes. Come on up for the hover. Breathe, inhalation, exhalation. Slowly release your knees back on the floor. Keep your toes, guys, tucked, and come on up and sit on your toes. So we're gonna stretch the feet a little bit. And while we're doing this, we're gonna give our wrist a little stretches too. So just internal rotation, just a few. We always work with the wrist on the floor, and today I decided we're gonna give it a little bit different stretches. So just reverse the movement whenever you're ready. make sure you're still sitting on your toes. Go ahead and bind your hands behind. Open up first, all the way, express through the chest. Go ahead and take your hands on the side, so your shoulders. While you're holding it, if you can hold it, go ahead and send your head towards the left opposite direction from the hands. If you absolutely have to come off your toes, please do that as well. And let's simply switch. Go ahead and send the hands on the left and your ear, your head on the opposite side. That way we give the neck an extra stretch as well. Just a couple more breaths. Come back to the center and release your toes now. We're gonna lift one knee at the time, just like this, guys. So make sure it's not on the toes itself, it's more like an ankle stretch. And then go ahead to the other side as well. And then for those who is absolutely sure for the ankles, you guys can come, of course, on the both ankles simultaneously. Some of you will be able even extend the knees a little bit, maybe. Please make sure that you're safe and don't hurt your ankles. And then come on back down. You reach the right arm forward, all the way in, left leg back. Just a long extension, just a simple long extension in a balancing tabletop. Scoop the stomach in. And then with me, if you feel safe, go ahead and bend your left elbow, put the right hand palm on the floor, prop yourself. If you feel you can't keep that left leg lifted, then just put it on the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. And some of you will come with me for the bind. Go ahead, guys, and reach towards the ankle. You can also try to fold this left hand inside, parallel the front of your mat. That's going to give a little bit more stability. And let's return slowly back. Put your both elbows on the floor. And another set of the cat and cows, being on the forearms, will affect our spine slightly differently. Just the 2 or 3 movements here. And come on back up. Go ahead and set wrist, elbow, shoulder. Left arm, guys, all the way left. And then scoop the stomach in. Keep your body active. Even though we're just holding and stretching, try to keep that body long, extended, and active. You're gonna get much more benefit from those stretches doing that. Breathe, guys. Inhalation, exhalation, and then slowly, when you're ready, go ahead and put your right elbow. This time, try to put it underneath the shoulder itself. Choose where your right leg is. Maybe it's in the air with me, or you can tap your toes on the floor. Make sure that you can relax in the asana somehow. Maybe it's challenging, but you still feel somehow relaxed and stable, not shaking. You can stay right here, release it, or draw your hand to your ankle. In order to have this balance, we really need to breathe. Attention and intention inside the body. Let's slowly release and continue to hold both elbows on the floor. Go ahead and extend your knees. Just gently. Now, you don't have to keep your both heels on the floor. Just do one at a time. Bend your knees and your dolphin. Some of you would need to connect the hands, and that's gonna make this stance a little bit easier. Or you can keep your hands parallel to each other Let's give it a couple more movements, dynamic ones. Knees, body weight away from the shoulders if possible. Couple more. And then slowly put those knees a little bit wider on the floor and walk your hands to the front, puppy pose. Just rest. All we have to do is to just rest right now. And always remember, in this group, most of the times we rest in downward facing dog. But if you need to do your child pose, always go there. Let's slowly rise up. And before I will take you to your downward facing dog, let's go ahead and practice thread the needle for shoulders. And then we can go and continue to build our practice a little bit stronger. So hold it for the few breaths. You don't even have to take the arm up. If you're not ready, you can wrap it behind your back. And then slowly return back. And we do exactly the same from the other side, just reaching up. Express first, give it a good sweep underneath. Try to put your hand flat on the floor. And if you're not ready to lift the arm, you don't have to. But most of you guys are so flexible and so strong. So just go ahead and wrap it behind. Breathe. And let's slowly return back. Go ahead and tuck your toes. If you need to first take a little break in the child pose, do that. Or come with me. Let's set the good stance first. Both hands flat. Palms are really flat on your mat. Push the hips away from the shoulders, acquiring the top side down V ladder. Shoulder blades apart. Start to draw the stomach in towards the back to protect it. Most importantly, few parts is to relax your neck. Let the neck be limp and loose. No tension in the upper body. And definitely if the tension doesn't let go and your back is still not soft and extended, neutral, then bend your knees. Let's slowly draw the right hand towards the left ankle. In fact, it doesn't have to be an ankle, of course. You can draw it to the thigh. You can also return back to the tabletop. Continue to breathe, guys. Try to find a very peaceful, steady pace for your breath, and it feels like you can hold it forever if you do it. Go ahead and switch. Sometimes in the downward facing dog, I feel like I can fall asleep. It didn't happen before, a few years back in the practice, but right now it feels really comfortable. Let's slowly make a transition to the plank. So the next thing, I want you guys to send your heels on the left and just open up. Now, if you have to put your knee on the floor on the bottom leg, you can definitely do that. Big reach, guys. Now try to lift the hips just a little bit, just an arches, like a smile of the body, all the way, big stretch. And point your fingertips down towards the floor and the top of your right hip all the way up. And let's simply switch. Again, if you have any wrist injuries, would be helpful just to put the knee on the floor. Lengthen and stretch, and then hips up a little bit more. And go ahead and point the fingertips towards the ground. Hold it for another breath or two, and don't quit. Come on back to the center. Beginners, put your knees on the floor for your Chaturanga Dandasana full push-up. Don't skip it. Just put the knees on the floor. Come on up. Back to the downward facing dog the way you can. The way you can. It could be through the tabletop child pose. Relax. Let the heels reach the ground if it's possible. If not, bend your knees. Take a deep breath in. On exhalation, take the right leg up. We're gonna go for the tiger curl flow today. So knee towards the nose, curl it. So you kind of still staying in your downward facing dog almost. Press A, go ahead and take it back up. Nice and slow, guys. With control of the breath, breathe. Knee or belly or forehead, whichever you can reach. Let's do a couple more on this side. Exhalation, don't hurry up. Make sure your hands planted nicely and firmly. Knee. This is it. Go ahead and reach up first. Now look underneath the right all the way. Open up nicely. Give your hip a little hip circle if it feels like it. And then open it up. Bend the knee all the way. Bend the knee. Continue simply to open. Don't worry. I'm going to give you a little break before we go for the other side. Go ahead and put your both feet on the floor. Bring your knees on the ground. In our break for the wrist and shoulders will be our camel pose. Come on back. We're going to begin with a very simple one to begin with. Tuck your toes. Set your hands on top of the heels. Some of us can't do it yet. Prop your back, guys, like you're sending your hands in the back pockets of your jeans. Hips forward, chest up and open. And let's slowly start to come back all the way. Put your both hands on the floor. Let's return back to the downward facing dog and take this left leg up. Prepare for that tiger curl. Quality, guys. Knee towards the nose. No need to hurry up. If you do 3 instead 4, that's totally fine. Or if you do 8 instead 4, that's also good. Nice and slow. Pull it all the way back up. And again, I want you to feel how you draw in your belly towards the quadricep on the right on the return back. So it's not just you trying to lift the leg, you folding forward a little bit and go ahead and give your left hip a little hip circle, 1 or 2 if you feel like it, and then open up a little bit deeper. Prop your both hands really nicely, look underneath, express. Shoulder blades apart, wide and open rib cage, a lot of quality breathing. Breathe in, breathe out, guys. Give it a couple more extra breaths if you can, and then slowly return back. We're gonna go for camel pose again. This time, go a little bit deeper if you want. You don't have to have a support if you don't want to, or you can put your hands back on your heels. Shoulders. Hips forward, try not to squat. Back up slowly. Now put your both hands on the floor. Put the top of your head on the ground. This is already a lot of work here for that neck. Keep supporting yourself with your hands. Those who are feeling really confident for the neck, as long as you're feeling confident, you can take your hands up and above and extra neck and shoulder stretch. Make sure you feel absolutely confident without support. Let's slowly return it back. And just look on one side, over the shoulder and even slightly behind. And then do the same on the other side. Make sure that neck doesn't have any tension. And back to your downward facing dog. All right. We're ready for more active practice. Go ahead and take your right leg up. Prepare to step to your low lunge first. Today we're gonna flow between low lunge and the runner lunge. So keep your toes tucked for now. Let's give the center a little bit stretching, and then we're gonna go for the flow. Just a couple on each side. All right. If you will start to feel that you're losing the balance on transitions, just put your hands on the floor. Come on up, guys. Breathe. It's nice and strong. Back knee soft and extended. Come on back down. Tap the knee on the floor. Breathe, guys. Very active. In order for you to get up quickly from the low lunge, you need to use both leg strengths. Both leg strengths. Let's do it one more time. Hold it all the way. Extend your front knee and fold forward. Now try not to bend your front knee. I know it can be challenging, but I would rather you to use your blocks on the floor and aside. Back to your running lunge. Nice and slow. Back to the stretch. From the hip flexor, from the hip flexor. Come on up. And one more time. All the way. Big stretch. Try to kind of reach your chest almost over your toes. Of course, it's not going to go there, but it's just a sensation in the body, so we lengthen it. Go ahead and go back to your low lunge. Take your left hand on the corner, kind of away. Release your toes, and let's open up. Really good rotation. All the way. So you feel it not just on your shoulders, of course, but through the waistline, hips, hip flexor. And dive into the lizard. Then we're gonna work a little bit on the quadricep stretch. And now we will switch the direction. Find a comfortable lizard. It doesn't have to be when your forehead on the floor. Then slowly rise up. Catch up on your back ankle. If you need to move your knee closer, the back knee closer, you can. Using straps or towels would be helping. Try to make sure that you're definitely wider than just a regular 90-degree angle in between your feet and knees. Lean down on your forearm if you can, and make sure, guys, you're leaning off that knee, off the bone itself. Just move more forward when you pay attention to the muscle, not to the knee itself. Breathe, 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 breathe. Send exhalation in that front muscle, in the quadricep. All right. Are you feeling it? Oh, very good. I'm feeling it too. Monday quadricep stretch, always challenging. Go ahead and return back with me. Frame your front foot. Step back to your chaturanga, guys. Use your knees on the floor if you have to. Up, look nice and quality, full one. Spend a little bit time here. And then make your transition. Now if you have to go and relax in your child pose, this is going to be the time we're going to spend about 4 to 6 breaths in the downward facing dog. Relaxing the neck, breathing fully, connecting with all 4 points with the ground. Let's slowly take the left leg up. If you are in your child pose, come back. Open up fully all the way and prepare to step for the low lunge. Let's give our body lateral stretches, few of them, just like we did on the other side, and then we're going to do the flow low lunge to runner lunge, and then runner lunge to front side stretch. One more, or one more if it feels that your body needs one more extra one. All right, tuck your toes, guys. Use both legs. That's going to be much easier to get up. Very nice. Come on, back down. And use both legs equally. One more time. Hold it with me. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Try to extend your elbows, guys. Shoulders away from the ear. Go ahead and reach up and forward. You might feel less or more stability on this side. It's all different, it's always different. Front knee soft and extended. Rise back up into your runner lunge. Simultaneously or little step by step if you have to. Come on up. Make sure your hips square, of course. Come on back. We have one more like this. Open up, express one more time. Let's slowly put that knee back on the floor. And put the hand just towards the corner of your mat. Let's give it a good opening first, all the way through. Try to progress in a straight and be alive. You don't have to just freeze in one place. Just try to be moving, tiny little movements to progress. And then lizard your way. Hands, blocks, elbows. Today we also have some balance, standing needles and dancers. We also will dive down in the pigeons a little bit deeper towards the end of the practice. So this is going to be a really, really good one for preparation. Try not to stress in your lizard pose. And let's come up, stay on your elbow if you want, or come up and then come back down, catching up on your back ankle. Let's make sure that there is a good wide stance between the front ankle and the back knee. Gently press on your ankles, guys, so you can feel that quadricep stretching from the groin area all the way to the kneecap. Lean off as much as you can off that knee itself. Not an easy one. It's never easy for me. I don't know if it's ever gonna get easier, but it makes sense because quadricep works so hard day in and day out. Even the motion you drive in the car, you getting in and out from the car, you walking, you sitting up and down. Let it go, guys, all the way. So it's constantly on stress, full side of it. Frame your front foot, step back, chaturanga. We're gonna stick a little bit in the upward facing dog, cobra or sphinx. If you need to put your elbows on the floor, let's just give the upper body more space. Just do it the way you can. I like to roll my shoulders and open up. Try not to stress lower back much. Push against the floor and look up a little bit. And then slowly bring your belly so you can change the position, the placement of your hands safely. Come on back up. A little little bit more. And we're gonna add a little hip rotation, just one side and another. It doesn't have to be a huge range of motion at all, but it helps when the hands are wider. And just one more, and now we do another stance. Go ahead and bring the belly on the floor for safe hands position change. Open it up. If your wrist can't handle that yet, then move it a little bit differently, not so far. But if you can start to move looking under, you're gonna find with this placement of the hands, you feel a lot of shoulder stretching. Give it a few just movements on your own pace. This is perfect. Come on, back up. Belly, hands, frame your chest on the sides. Reach up your transition, tabletop or directly straight to your downward facing dog. Stretch, relax, restore, stretch, relax, restore. Today I plan for us to give it a little bit more stability in the downward facing dog. We haven't practiced this one for long. And again, it doesn't have to be ideal. Both hands on the floor. Square your hips, guys. Make sure your hips square in this one. And take your left hand on the side, just like this. Just on the side. That's by itself a challenging placement, so you can stick right here, continue to open and expand. Some of you will progress with this left hand farther back towards the left ankle. And some of you will try to reach that arm along the waistline. Be mindful. If you fall, as we like to say, fall gracefully, carefully. You can always put your hand back. Breathe, guys. Let's bring the hand back on the floor. I haven't seen you, but I like to know, how did you do? Did you take that hand off the floor? Good, that's good. I saw some of you behind me in the mirror. And go ahead and put your foot back on the floor. Let's rest our wrist a little bit, because we're not going to be able to have a good balance if the wrist and upper body shoulders tired. So do the one at a time, like I'm doing it, or come with me for two. You don't have to do two. Just a little stress relief. Now put your fist on the floor and take the one hand and like literally press in the shoulders full palm, because that's going to release the tension from the wrist as well. And let's do the other side. All right, you guys ready for other side? Come on up. Downward facing dog, give it some time. And again, you might be able do it so easily on one side. Square the hips first, then tap the hand outside. And the other side could be a little bit more challenging, and vice versa. Find stability first. You don't have to move there right away, and if you do, start with a little steps. Again, relax your neck. Tension in the neck won't help the balance here. Start to take your arm along the waistline. If you would, try not to change your position from downward facing dog to the tabletop as well. Please, guys. This is quite challenging. How are you doing there? Are you afraid to look in the mirror and lose the balance? Come on back, guys, all the way. Come on back. Was this side better or worse? Yeah, good. That's good. For me, it was kind of equal. Let's look forward. Bend our knees and step, walk, or hop. Halfway neutral spine. Haven't practiced that one for a long time, at least for a couple months. Forward fold, nice and gentle. Now, if you're very beginner, bend your knees. You don't have to stress out here. If you can, hug your ankles. That would be fantastic. It comes with time. One day you like suddenly realize that you can fold almost flat. And a lot of you have a very good seated forward fold. So that's pretty much the same. Look halfway through. Bend your right knee and send the left hip slightly farther, so you're almost laying down your belly on top on the right leg. Put the right hand in the middle and open up. That's it. Continue to send the left leg is straight, guys. Send it back so you feel the hamstring stretch all the way. Switch. So we're gonna bend our left and then open up. Continue to send your right hip all the way back, almost like you leaning back over your toes. That's how it feels. Soft rotation. Back to the center. Shift your hips into the chair pose. Stay in a squat first. And then decide where you're going to send your arms. Maybe that's up front of the heart. Inhalation. Exhalation. Today we practice in twist in a chair. Take your hands. Namaste. And then through the rotation, try not to initiate the movement in the shoulders. It's a waistline and then the shoulders. Nice. Come on back. Reach and extend first. I know legs are crying through the waistline. Do your best to hold your knees leveled as well. Shoulders away from the ears. Nice job. Come on up. Arms hold together. Palm tree, guys, palm tree. Tippy toes optional. Once you are on your tippy toes, try to look up towards the hands. Slowly fold forward again. Slowly fold forward again. See if you can fold slightly deeper this time. Look halfway through. Plant your both hands on the floor. Take your right leg up. Just like this, just like this. Right leg up. Now, we're gonna go for a standing needle practice. Your goal is not to bring the leg high, but do your forward fold. Just do your forward fold with the one leg lifted. That's how it feels. Once you reach the limits, see if you can hug that ankle. In my standing needle, really not really good. I'm working on it, but it comes down to the hips flexibility, your splits. If you have a good split, your standing needle gonna be looking a little bit more open. Do your forward fold with one leg. Come on up. Put your left hand on the floor. Tap the leg back if you need. Ardha Chandrasana. Nice job, guys. Soft and extended, standing leg. Make sure that you're breathing. Don't stress. Just do what you can. This is the practice. We came here to practice, to learn, to become more flexible, to build the balance, to build the strengths. Doesn't have to be perfect. Come on up, guys, slowly. Bring your right into the tree pose, the one you practice. Very good, very good. Take your time. Start over again anytime. And that dancer, remember we're doing the dancer today. So dancer doesn't have to dance all the way if it's not ready, but I want you just to do at least try to give it a few movements. And if you need a wall, You can hold on for the wall as well. Okay. Also, sometimes you can try to grab your ankle a different direction from inside or out, and you're gonna find fix your balance as well. Give it a couple more tries, please. And shake it out. How did you do? Hopefully you're not dizzy right now because you hold your breath. Let's reach all the way up. Forward fold. Go ahead for your full chaturanga transitions. If you're doing this, push down. And downward facing dog. Big deal. Relax and restore. Give it a few breaths here in the downward facing dog. And then we're gonna go back to the chair. Look halfway through. Step walk or hop. Look halfway through. Forward fold. We're gonna go for the tippy toe chair squat. We do the noose pose. We come back up. And then we do the balance flow from the other side. Halfway, guys. Tippy toes and squat. Not too low, so it still looks like a chair pose. What a balance, guys. Now start to bring in the heels on the floor. That's gonna be not easy. Start to use your hands on the ground as well. Just amazing. Now if you fully have your feet grounded, guys, that's absolutely looking amazing. Some of you couldn't do that before. That's wonderful. If you are on the floor with heels, start to lift your chest. So your arms looking straight forward. Lift the rib cage. Nice, very good. Who could think that as a kid, we didn't even think about this position, we just could sit there. Come on up, guys, slowly. Let's do a couple more squats. Come on down. Not an easy one, try not to drop the chest. I got you, guys. Crease, excellent, very good, come on up. Reach all the way up and take your arms above palm tree. We're gonna go squat one more time. Come on down. And we're gonna do a little rotation if you can. You can do it with the hands on the floor. With the hands on the floor, open up. What a flexibility, guys. Come on, back to the other side. Come back. Both hands on the floor. Forward fold, stretch, I know. Go ahead and take your left leg up. So that's all you have to do for now for your standing needle. Once you feel comfortable, start to practice your forward fold towards the standing log. Breathe, guys, breathe. Doesn't have to be ideal. It might never be ideal, and that's okay too. As long as we moving forward, practicing and doing little progress, we're not going down the hill. That's the most important thing. Breathe, guys. Stay with me, breathe. Come on up slowly. Ardha Chandrasana, right hand on the floor. You can also have your other leg on the floor as well. One step at a time. And let's make a transition. If you need to take a break a little bit, you can do that. Tree pose. Very good. I see some of you didn't even touch the floor to get up. And after you settled in your tree pose, just open up for a couple breaths. Make sure that you're breathing, not holding the breath before your dancer. And then prepare. Again, we might need to use the wall to begin with. Give it a few tries. And then return back slowly. Shake it out. All right. Breathe. All the way forward fold. Look halfway through. Step, walk, or hop. Chaturanga hold if you can, or knees on the floor, guys. Knees on the floor. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Take your right leg up. We're going for pigeon. And draw this ankle towards the left. Just like this. Let's fold forward and just spend some time there. We will do a little progression here. If you choose to, we're gonna take our right arm towards the left and take the left arm behind and catch up on the ankle if that's available. Try to rest. Let go of the ankle if you're holding it. Come back, guys, with me to the front. Reaching up. And we're gonna go for Gomukhasana. So all you have to do is either to step here, across, or bring your left knee above your right. Just like this. Let's take the hands up front. And I'm also going to show you transition from Gomukhasana to the Chaturanga. And it comes down mostly for upper body strength. You can give it a try, or you can just stick with your transition. Try to relax your hips and knees right now and ankles. Once you feel the tension in the hips letting go, take another breath and come on in. So I'm going to be using my shoulder strength to step back, but I'm going to do it simultaneously. Awesome. Come on down. That was good. That was good. It's more like scary for the mind rather than for the body, because it looks very advanced, but it's really not. Some of the asanas looks really scary, but they are not as challenging as you start to practice them. Or right, left leg, and carry it towards your pigeon all the way. We will begin here. Just give it a few breathing cycles to prepare and to relax for the ankle hold if you wish. Go ahead and take your left underneath if you plan on it. You can always let go of the ankle if it becomes too hard. Let's stay here for another breath or two. And then let go of the connection. Come on up, guys, to the center first. Open up for good, and then left leg is not necessarily going to go for full cow face pose. Maybe it's just a step. And then let's just sit. Close your eyes. Try to let go all of the tension from the lower back and hips. It's not always easy. Sometimes we simply need to readjust and ease a little bit into the form, not too tight, not too strong. Sometimes you will find you can go even deeper. Take a few extra breaths before we go for transition. And let's come back to the center. Chaturanga, Dandasana. Downward facing dog. Big stretch. Step to the center, to the front, Malasana. Malasana, an amazing pose for lower back pain relief, for sciatica. And sometimes I pick a one pose and I would read on it a lot, all of the energy centers, and I read a few days ago about Malasana. It turns out to be a really good asana for women as we age. There was a doctor speaking on it, and it kind of makes sense, you know. And actually the doctor was showing the woman to sit like a few minutes a day like this, and make sure that you even push your elbows even farther away for the inside the inner thighs. The article name was do this 5 days, do this 5 minutes a day, and you won't need a plastic surgery. that was what it actually was. Very interesting. All right, come on down. Because sometimes they give you a bait and it's really about nothing, you know. Let's go ahead and take the glutes out. Get ready for the forward fold. Just a few breaths. And I want to finalize our practice with Halasana, definitely, for our backs. So go ahead and dive down. Now it might not be a full plow pose for now. Let's slowly bring the feet back up towards the ceiling and give yourself a good hug, just like this. Go ahead and put your both feet together, bound angle. Take those arms all the way back. Stretch really, really nicely. Let the tension melt away from upper body. Extend your legs when you're ready, and another good stretch from the fingertips to the tippy toes. Let's set an intentions for this day. Let's set an intention to flow through the day wisely. Always stop and take a breath before reaction, so we will be ready to respond wisely instead just a emotional reaction on a stressful situations. Life is busy always. Let's take a deep breath in and set an intention to be present, to be aware of what's going on. Life is happening right now. Let's slowly start to bring ourselves back up with both hands up front of the heart. Take a deep breath in. Let's finalize this practice as always with silent gratitude for everything we have. Gratitude equal good health. Look inside that heart and find a lot of love and compassion and good spirit to grow, to learn, to expand, to transform our own lives first, so we can help to transform other people's lives as well. Namaste. Very good job, guys. As always, can't be better.